That same energy, that same love that I was giving back home, because my new home is Georgia, right? I'm gonna give that same love here as I run for commissioner.
Fulton County Commission District 5, which is the southern part of the county, is overwhelmingly Democratic. So as a Republican, Gillespie says Henyard has an uphill battle.
Their core values no longer align with mine.
But more than that, she says newcomer status, her connection, is a bigger issue that a Democrat will exploit.
Anybody that know me know that I put on for my city. And they know that if I'm coming, we coming.
Hi you guys, welcome back. So let's get into it. We are back talking about Tiffany Henyard.
This girl is on fire. Y'all got it.
Why? Because she just can't seem to sit down and stay out of stuff. She says she's going back into government whether you like it or not, because now she's in Atlanta and she's gunning for a commissioner seat in Fulton County.
Of course, you guys that don't know, I'm running for a Fulton County commissioner here in Georgia.
Now, I know this may seem like a surprise, but during the process of her trying to get this commissioner seat, there's already issues. Yes, the shenanigans have already started. So to get you guys caught up and give you guys a little history, if you don't know who Tiffany Henyard is, she used to be the mayor of Dolton, Illinois and the supervisor of Thornton Township. She actually made history as being the first female in both of those roles.
Y'all didn't run for my seat. I ran. Won by a landslide, let me remind you, 82%. For those that don't know, please put some respect on my name.
Stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name. When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Because I'm just tired of the nonsense. Y'all act like I didn't earn where I sit. I won every single election. From trustee of 2013, the trustee of 2017, to the first female African-American mayor of Dolton. Respect. To now the first female African-American youngest supervisor in the state of Illinois.
But in the end, she lost both of those positions due to major controversies and multiple investigations into mismanagement of public funds, abuse of power, misconduct. She had a charity tied to her name, which was funded by taxpayer dollars, and then she later denied that she ever had anything to do with that charity.
What is it?
So someone made up a foundation. They named it after me.
I created a foundation called Tiffany Henyard Cares. Anybody that's suffering or battling with cancer, please go to thcares.org.
And they like my work that I do in the community, and it's called Tiffany Henyard Cares.
Have you contacted them and told them you can't use my name improperly?
Well, my lawyer's handling a lot of that stuff, so all I can tell you is that I'm not the one on anything.
Because guess what? Everybody else create foundations. Why can't we create one for our own people in our own backyard? So when you exhaust those funds, you have another option to help alleviate some of the pain.
There's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you.
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so you're
true.
not aware of any of the work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
WGN Investigates has learned nearly all of the money a South Suburban politician's cancer charity claims to have received in its first few months of activity came from taxpayers.
There were FBI issued subpoenas related to the village operations, and she was also involved in multiple lawsuits and civil investigations. All these issues heavily damaged her reputation and likely contributed to voters turning against her.
It's been an embarrassment and a stain on South Holland to have South Holland continue to pop up on the news with her acting crazy, you know, in meetings and stuff like that.
Because all my stuff was a big old smear campaign, a hate fest. That's it. Keep on talking to y'all. Keep on trying to educate y'all. And that's what you see me doing right here today.
I didn't like seeing the disruption and change, and I wanted to go back to the way it was.
So after her defeat, she decided, let me go ahead and go over to Atlanta. And so that's where we're picking up. Tiffany in Atlanta. Sounds like a reality show, right? I mean, the way she acts, she might as well be on one.
The world know who I am for that matter. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Now let's get a little bit up to date. Tiffany Henyard has moved from Dolton, Illinois to Atlanta. And right now she's gunning for a commissioner seat in Fulton County.
Of course, you guys that don't know, I'm running for a Fulton County Commissioner here in Georgia.
Now, one thing you do got to give her, she doesn't give up, all right? And she's going hard for that seat. She's running as a Republican now, all right? She used to be Democrat for all of her political career.
And yes, for those that don't know, people, y'all got to call and ask me, yes, I am a Republican. So you don't have to ask, did you change? What happened? What's going on? But that's kind of where we are right now. So Newsmax asked a couple questions about what's going on. Why did I change and switch from Democrat to Republican? I stated several times to y'all, their core values at that don't align with mine.
Now let's get to the shenanigans, because oh yes, there are shenanigans. When we're talking about Tiffany Henyard, there's always shenanigans. The most recent issue with her trying to get on this Fulton County Board of Commissioners is the question of her residency, because she was still the mayor in Dolton, Illinois, when she registered to be on the board over there in Fulton County.
Now moving to, we have a challenge hearing scheduled. Last week we voted to have a challenge hearing. I was advised last night that the person, the candidate, Ms. Henyard, contacted the department and said that she had not received adequate notice, that she had found out about it from seeing a TV program or something like that. It was reported on the news, and that's when she was aware of it.
Now, to the Fulton County hearing that took place today. Today, they had a hearing, which I knew nothing about, and during the hearing, unfortunately, they didn't give me any type of notice to say, Tiffany, you are expected to be here to go through this hearing regarding your residency here in Fulton County.
I think that if we did not send it in a manner in which that we alerted her, we did not call her, from what I understand, to tell her what the date was, but she received an email. But I know I'm in support of giving both procedural and substantive due process to a candidate.
Just so you guys know, I have done everything above grade, and I have always been the person to show people what strength looks like. So I made sure I gave them every document possible to show that I do live here in Fulton County.
We had suggested and said what things we wanted subpoenaed, but we have not gotten all of those. Attorney Pashuta, can you speak to what we received and what we haven't received?
Yeah, so there are several other pieces outstanding that I had requested. We did receive the voting history from Illinois. That was one of the things we requested. We did receive a certified copy of that from the Cook County clerk.
I did give them my lease to where I reside.
Do we have the lease that we had asked for, either a certified copy?
No, I have not received that. That was one of the items that I need to follow up on.
I am a business owner. As you guys know, I'm always doing a live in my store, right? So I also have a business here in Fulton County, and also my daughter goes to school here. So you got so many different ways to find out if a person actually truly lives in the county that they are running for.
But I do think also that the candidate should be here, even just for due process purposes, and because part of that residency review is to weigh intent as well, and we would need to hear that from her.
So just a hot mess all over. There's a lot going on. So, they're having these meetings to see if she's even qualified for that seat. They're trying to see if when she registered, if she was actually a resident of Atlanta, or, if she was just still a resident of Dolton, Illinois. I mean, she was the mayor still. So how can she be a resident in Atlanta and be the mayor over there in Dolton, still receiving paychecks. Okay, she was still an active mayor.
I just want to say that I will forever be your mayor. I will forever be your supervisor.
But the thing about this whole situation that's making it worse is that Fulton County is proving themselves to be very incompetent. So they had a meeting and Tiffany Henyard was supposed to go and prove her residency, but turns out Tiffany didn't get the invite to the meeting somehow.
We were told that she was given notice of last week's meeting.
So
She wasn't to be there then.
she was told that we were discussing it, but we also told her we would follow up with a hearing date. That did not happen. The email did not go through, so we do need to we're required to give her 3-day notice of a hearing, and that did not occur. That's why we asked we told the chair that we would like for them to continue.
Okay, so I'm assuming from what you've said, she didn't listen to last week's meeting?
I would say she's not required to, we are required to give her notice of a hearing. And that's what we did not do.
And we do have her phone number, email address, physical address. We have ways to communicate with her.
Yes, we do. And we did not send that hearing notice properly.
So there's a lot of discussion about how the email was sent, but there might have been a typo or the email wasn't sent. Everyone is not on the same page. I'm having a real hard time understanding how we live in such an information age, okay? Everything is there at your fingertips. It gets to you lightning fast. There's so many different avenues of communication. How did she not receive some type of notification about the meeting? And this is a serious meeting. This is something that could potentially be a deciding factor as to if she is actually going to be able to serve on that board. So I'm just really confused, and it kind of feels like something else is going on behind the scenes. But the question about her residency and if she's eligible for that seat or not is not the only issue being brought up. And the people who are bringing up the issues are the residents there in Fulton County, because they're already hip to who Tiffany Henyard is, and a lot of them are not liking the fact that she could possibly be on the commissioner's board. Let's go ahead and listen to what some of them had to say.
So in 2021, the sheriff said that it was a myth that if you want to commit a crime, come to Fulton County. This was a post that he posted back in 2021. And as Fulton County turns, and as we open up the Fultonstein files, guess what we find off in there? All of you. Tiffany, how is that so that she is able to come to Fulton County that is becoming a hub for corruption, deception, manipulation, and be able to just sign in? Now keep in mind, I feel like she was sent. I feel like it was something done by the Democratic Party. Yes, I do. That's just allegedly. By me. That's my opinion. Because how is it that she's a sheriff in a whole nother state, come here able? This is just showing the disconnect of the work and the leaders that we have here in Fulton County. Because she's registered still as a mayor in a whole nother state and able to come here, the hub of corruption in Fulton County, and register. And y'all are sitting up here confused. But then Julie, Jason, they can't even get a seat at the table to do right by the people because of the corruption of the Democratic Party. Now this is for our black people, because Harriet Tubman want to know, Malcolm X want to know, when is integrity gonna step up to the plate? Because see, here in Georgia, black people wasn't even supposed to be sitting in front of nobody.
That's your time,
Get it
ma'am.
together.
Thank you. The next speaker, we will not have clapping, and keep the decorum of the meeting.
Basically, I pray that you guys ensure that you don't let Tiffany Henyard come into this county and do what she did on the south side of Illinois, leaving it more than $200,000 plus in debt in the section of the PD, $3.1 million lawsuit that she caused from her neglect, and much more.
Fulton County is the hub of fraud. And now you're probably going to let Tiffany Henyard run for county commissioner, aren't you? That's what you're going to do, aren't you? She hasn't been here a year like the law
Time is up.
says she should be.
So, as we heard, there are already residents speaking out, and they're making it loud and clear that they don't want Tiffany Henyard there in any seat of government making any decisions that might impact their daily lives. Now, from what it sounds like, the way the law is written about the qualifications of residency as it relates to her running for that commissioner seat, she might actually have a chance of getting it, because she only has to prove that she's lived there for 1 year from the time she takes the seat, and the general elections are November 3rd, and that means she would be in the seat as of January 1st, 2027. But right now, there are still some key factors and questions that could be the deciding factor in the case about the legitimacy of her residency. Because when looking online to see where she registered to vote in Georgia, the information I found suggests that she registered to vote in Georgia only 2 days after losing her mayoral primary in Dolton.
So many people told me they believe this is a new day for Dolton. Decision day in the village of Dolton, with senior trustee Jason House and his Clean House 2025 slate victorious in the Democratic primary for mayor. Incumbent Tiffany Henyard garnered 12% of the vote, while House garnered 87%. House's team declared victory shortly before 7:30.
Which was on February 25th, 2025. So that means she would have registered February 27th, 2025. Now, if this is true, that means she should have no problem proving her residency in Georgia. But then on the flip side, she would have issues with the fact that she would have still been an active mayor and active supervisor in Illinois at the time. She was also supposed to be a legal registered voter in Georgia, because you're not allowed to register to vote in a state where you don't actually live. Now, February 27, 2025 was the only date I was able to find online regarding when she registered to vote in Georgia. But as I was watching this hearing about her residency, the chairperson of the commissioners board in Georgia said that Tiffany didn't actually register to vote in Georgia until February of this year. Now, if this is actually true, then that would clear Tiffany of any residency issues as far as the overlap between Illinois and Georgia. If she didn't register to vote until February of this year, then she would just have to prove that she's an actual resident of the District 5, and that residency has to be 1 year up to the time she takes office. So what do you guys think? Do you think she's actually going to get all her I's dotted and her T's crossed in time? Will she even show up to any of these commissioner board meetings? I mean, one would think if she really wanted the position, she would at least show her face and speak on her own behalf. But I mean, can we really be surprised? Look who we're talking about here, right? I mean, she has no problem going around doing interviews about her run for office and posting on social media about how she's a legal resident, but she can't be bothered to even show up to one of these meetings regarding the legitimacy of her residency in Atlanta. But let me know what you guys think. Does she really have a chance, or is there just too much negative press and things working against her? Either way, I'm gonna be here for it, because we know she's not giving up to the very end.
What I'm saying to you is, if you go and read for yourself and find the truth on your own, you'll be amazed at the lies they've been telling you all this time. You delusional, you delusional.
That's gonna be it for today, you guys. If you enjoyed my video, please remember to leave it a like, and if you're new here, subscribe.
To donate to Tiffany Henyard. And that's whatever amount you want. I say that, and I say that over and over again. $25, $5, these last $2, just whatever you want to do, you can donate. Of course, you can go as high as $5,000.